It starts at the hospital. I just given birth to my baby 3 months ago. Her name is Aaliyah, and she was taken from me from the hospital by CPS workers because the staff at the hospital basically created a narrative to deem Eddie and I as neglectful parents, being that we didn't consent to certain medical procedures without adequate information. And so we've been on this journey for a while now. 3 months, my baby has been away from me, kidnapped legally, so they say. Where do I begin? They wanted to do a blood transfusion and a lumbar puncture on my baby because they were saying different things about her. Eddie asked, okay, what is it that's wrong with her? Write down everything that you have given my baby so that we can make an informative, solution. They wouldn't give us any answers. Everything was different. Different doctors were saying different things. So for me, I said I do not consent. So from there, that's when different doctors came to the room where I was staying at after giving birth, and they were trying to examine my mind to see if I was going crazy or something like that. And they kept coming inside of the room, asking me, trying to force me to consent to this. And so because I said no and I stood my ground, they called CPS on us, and that's where we started. So CPS went to a virtual courtroom without us being there, no witnesses, and the judge gave a remand for my baby to be in their care without me even being there. So I'm in the hospital, and now I can't even get access to my baby. So how I find this out is I go to the hospital after I become released the next day, and then when I try to put my ID in, they say, well, you can't go upstairs. And then a lady comes down of African American descent, and she tries to serve me a paper and says that I need to call my social worker, my caseworker. So basically, we have been fighting this fight. I'm only able to bring breast milk. I see my baby 2 days out of the week. The CPS worker, Veronica Saint-Tine, she took my baby after a month. They lied to me about when she was being released, and they took her to the Children's Center, and that's where she is right now. Even though they had different resources to take her, she could have been with anybody. So I'm going to pass it over to Eddie, and he'll share his side of the story. And I just want to say this: if it wasn't for the Most High, I don't know where I would be, because you can only deal with this situation in two ways. You can either go left or you can either go right. You can either find the lesson in this situation and know that it is bigger than us, and that there are many stories like ours, many people that's going through the same situation, and because we don't know about these things and it's not on our doorstep, sometimes people just don't care. But I'm glad that now my eyes are open so that I can see, okay, CPS, sometimes they can use children to get money benefits, things of that sort, and I never knew that. I thought that, they were good people, but I didn't know that it was more to the story. The hospital gave the baby the blood transfusion, the men and women of the hospital. When we asked who were the people that did it, they say they don't know. You know that if a hospital do something without your consent, they can lose their licenses, right? Also, the next question that we asked the hospital, the people at the hospital, is what was the baby's blood count before and after? The doctor doesn't know. And so we know that it has to be a coercion going on, and that the ACS and the people at the hospital are working together. And that's why it was such a stronghold on the reason why they've been keeping my baby for so long, because they want us to follow with their agenda, and they're trying to flip the story to make it seem like we're the ones that are bad parents. But in actuality, they did something and they don't want to get in trouble for it. If you would like to help us, you can, follow our Justice for Aaliyah page, Justice for Aaliyah and Shiloh, on Facebook. Also, we have a GoFundMe. If you guys would like to support, help us to get our baby home. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you.